Hi, everybody. It is time to review some science. So this week, on each day of this week, Monday, we're going to do matter. Tuesday, we're going to learn about weather. Wednesday will be life cycles, and Thursday will be sound. So today is Monday Matters. And what is matter? So I'm going to read a book about matter and the states of matter. And then you can play a game on ABC Ya about matter. You can listen to a brain pop about matter, and there's an assignment on your slide for you to answer 5 questions regarding matter. So those are your things that you're going to do today. So let's read this book and talk about matter. Matter is everywhere. So matter is anything that has mass and volume. Mass is the amount of material in an object. Mass is usually how much something weighs. How heavy is it? Volume is the amount of space an object takes up. So volume is what's in a container. So if you have a soda can, what's inside it is the volume. The liquid that's inside is the volume. Okay? So trees, lakes, and people are matter because all of those have mass, we have weight, and we have volume. We have stuff inside. There are 3 kinds of matter. There are solids, liquids, and gases. Okay. Solids are things like books, rocks, toys. Those are all solids. So let's listen to what a solid is. Solid matter holds its own shape. Solids do not take the shape of their container. Marbles fill a jar, but the marbles are still round, so they didn't change shape when they got put into the jar. They hold their own shape. We can also count solids usually. They're separate. Okay, so the shape of solids does not change when you put them in a container. Solids are also not easy to compress. Compress means to squeeze something into a tight space. Bottles and cans are solids. It's not easy to squeeze them into this recycling bin. Some of you have probably smashed a can or compressed it to make it smaller, but it still takes up mass and volume. Solids do not flow. Solid candies do not spread across the ice cream the way the hot fudge sauce does. So when we put these candy sprinkles on, they didn't spread or flow down the ice cream. They just dropped and sat right where they landed. Liquids. So some examples of liquids are oil, syrup, water. Those are all liquids. Okay, liquid matter does not hold its own shape. Liquids take the shape of their container. So water inside a swimming pool takes on the shape of the pool. So if I have a glass of water and I spill it or pour it onto a table, it no longer stays in the shape that it was in when it was in the glass. Now it's all flat, like the table, as it rolls off the table. Liquids are not easy to compress. You can't squish them together. Milk is a liquid, so you couldn't compress or smash down this milk in the big container to fit into the small one. So you couldn't fit the milk in the jug into the little carton. Liquids flow. Liquid syrup spreads across the pancakes like the hot fudge sauce did. Gases. Air, steam, and your breath are gas. Your breath is one example of a gas. Gas matter does not hold its own shape. Gases take the shape of their container. The air inside a hot air balloon takes on the shape of the balloon. So it fills all that space in the balloon and becomes that shape. Gases are easy to compress. So carbon dioxide is a gas. It's inside soda cans. It's squeezed into the cans to give the soda bubbles. So when you pop open a can of soda, do you ever hear that sound? Shh. That's the carbon dioxide rushing out of the can when you open it. Gases flow. The air inside a bubble spreads to fill the space inside the bubble. Have you ever tried to fill a balloon only half with air and the other half nothing? You can't do it because the air spreads around and fills the space that it's in. But matters can change from one kind to another. So let's think about that. Some solids can change to liquids. Some liquids can change to gases. So the liquid in this cup is changing to a gas. Okay, that's steam. Water is a special kind of matter. You know that water is a liquid, but it can easily be found in all three forms on our planet. What is this? These are, this is a glacier. Oh. And this is a geyser with steam coming out of it. And this is a waterfall or a stream. Water becomes a solid if it's cooled. It turns to ice. Water turns into ice when it freezes. Water freezes when it reaches a temperature of 32 degrees. Water becomes a gas if it is heated. It turns into steam. Water turns into steam when it boils. Water boils when it reaches a temperature of 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Water at any temperature can change into water vapor. Water vapor is a gas. This change is called evaporation. So some of you, when you do your dishes, you get your dishes all soapy and wet, and you scrub them off, and then you rinse them off with clear water so it rinses all the soap off, and then you put those wet dishes in the drying rack. And what happens to the water? It evaporates. The dishes dry after the water evaporates off. Water vapor changes back into liquid. What? When it cools in the air. This change is called condensation. You can see condensation after a hot shower. The water vapor touches the shower door and turns back into a liquid. So have you ever seen condensation on your shower door? I bet you have. Other matter can change forms too. Cheese is a solid. It melts when it gets hot. It changes to a liquid. I've had fondue before, which is where you have melted cheese and you dip bread and other foods into it. Yum. Anybody had queso with their chips at a Mexican restaurant? Yum. Juice is a liquid. It freezes when it gets cold. It changes to a solid. Ice pops can be made by freezing juice. Dry ice is a solid. Dry ice is frozen carbon dioxide. It changes back into a gas as it warms up. Dry ice gives off a mist as it changes to gas. Many people use it in Halloween decorations, but you should never touch it with your hand. It's dangerous to touch. It actually can burn your skin, which sounds funny because it's ice, but dry ice is dangerous to touch with your bare skin. You have to wear gloves or So we use solids, liquids, and gases every day. They're an important part of our lives and our planet. All right. So keep in mind there were some things that we probably should try really hard to remember. Evaporation is when water changes into water vapor. Condensation is when water vapor changes back into liquid water. And those are important things to remember. So again, the three states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. All right, have fun with your other assignments on this page today. Bye.